Though we're not debating in the chambers of the Capitol or sipping pink smoothies at the Crown Plaza, we are still KYA. Hello, and welcome to the 2020 broadcast for KYA2. I'm Hannah Henry, member of the Media Corps and a junior at Louisville Collegiate School. Without further ado, let's get into it. Virtual KYA kicked off Wednesday night with some pre-conference meetings and candidate networking. Thursday was the official start of the conference, where students joined the opening General Assembly. Let's meet your presiding officers. Governor Darby Greenwell, Speaker of the House Ben Dalton, President of the Commonwealth Senate Corinna Shadoin, Secretary of State Grant Mannion, Chief Justice Taylor Beth Huff, Attorney General Sanjana Nasta, Editor-in-Chief Brett Phelps, Lieutenant Governor Ella Lester, President of the Bluegrass Senate Emily Hardiman Urbar, and not pictured is Speaker of the Bluegrass House Emma Ahmed. Before we move past the opening General Assembly, here's a look at the governor's opening speech.
When the norms are thrown out the window, innovation and initiative are what brings us out of despair and into progress. The fact is, nothing gets better unless you get up and you work against what's holding you back. The world is waiting for our initiative and passion to give them a sense of hope. So, it's time to fight.
Thank you for your amazing speech, Darby. From the General Assembly, delegates and special program participants joined their first interactive Zoom meeting. In the virtual House and Senate chambers, bill authors, delegates, and lobbyists began sharing and debates got underway. In the Supreme Court, casework started while the Media Corps traveled between Zoom rooms and held a press conference with our governor on Instagram Live. Of course, not all the discussions were related to the bills being presented. We heard conversations over team rivalries among us and whether or not a hot dog is considered a sandwich.
Let's do the other debate. If you think a hot dog is a sandwich. I do not think it's a sandwich.
That's a tough one.
I think it could be because it has bread and meat.
I would qualify it as a taco.
I think it is a sandwich.
You see, with a sandwich, you have one slice and you stack everything and then you pat it down with another slice of bread, but this is like a pocket.
I think a hot dog should just be its own kind of thing, it's just a hot dog.
Nothing beats those thought-provoking KYA talks. Following these ranking committees, the delegates rejoined the General Assembly to get their first look at this year's candidates. From saving the environment to protecting mental health to preventing opioid abuse, this year's group of candidates brought so many powerful ideas to the KYA stage. They all have the potential to leave a KYA full of impactful change and inspired delegates. Next came lunch, in which the delegation from Frankfort County High joined some of the media delegates to share how they prepared for this year's conference. Day one of KYA continued with the first round of bill voting in Bluegrass and Commonwealth chambers and activity in the Supreme Court. We concluded the day with the closing General Assembly. Later that night was the optional fun time. Although nothing beats standing on the talent stage in the grand ballroom, the silent disco, trivia, and talent Zooms were super fun. Friday morning started out with special program meetings and General Assembly, where the outstanding Supreme Court advocates and final Commonwealth candidates were announced. These final five gave their last speeches to the conference as a whole. A big congratulations to all the final candidates. As delegates transitioned to their final round of bill voting in the House and Senate chambers, the Supreme Court held their showcase round. All of the advocates this year did an amazing job. Congrats, everyone. We went to a quick lunch, then logged back in to hear the governor's actions on certain bills. Finally, it was time for the closing General Assembly. Who knew that 2 days of Zoom calls and virtual debate could go by so fast? After the veto announcement and Court of Awards, Governor Darby Greenwell gave her closing remarks.
Not only did you all show up to this conference despite all the physical components that would be missing, but you all went to the moon. It is clear that passion and democracy do not exist in one space. Instead, they make up galaxies that are yet to be explored. When times get tough, our generation does not cower down and wait for it to pass. We get up and we ponder solutions with bipartisan agreement and a common compassion for each other. And because of that, you are more than capable of reaching new heights and pushing boundaries until this Commonwealth and this nation represent the drive and passion that we see among our little astronaut crew of KYA. You all have opened my eyes, and I hope you've inspired others to go to the moon with what you have learned this week.
As the current presiding officer's time on the KYA stage came to an end, the final results of the election were announced and the new presiding officers swore the oath of office.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky,
and be faithful to the Commonwealth of Kentucky,
so long as I continue a citizen thereof,
so long as I consent in you a citizen thereof,
and that I will faithfully execute to the best of my ability
that I will
faithfully execute to the best of my ability
the office of governor according to law,
the office of
governor according to law.
and I do further solemnly swear
And I do further solemnly swear
that since the adoption of the present Constitution,
that since the adoption of the present Constitution,
I, being a citizen of this state,
I, being a citizen of this state,
have not fought a duel with deadly weapons,
have not fought a duel with deadly weapons
within this state nor out of it,
within this state or out of it,
nor have I sent or accepted a challenge
nor have
nor have I sent or accepted a challenge
to fight a duel with deadly weapons,
to fight a duel with deadly weapons,
nor have I acted as a second in carrying a challenge,
nor have
nor have I acted
as
as
a
a
second
second challenge,
nor aided or assisted any person thus offending,
nor
nor
aided
aided or assisted any person thus offending.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Thank you to our new presiding officers.
KYA is more than just a conference. It's a feeling and it's a way of life. As you leave this conference, hang on to that feeling of empowerment, of change. That's all for this conference. Now go and be the difference.
It is the decision of this chair that the motion carries. This session of the Kentucky Youth Assembly is now adjourned.